Hi, this is a tutorial video showing how to set up the Mecanim Ragdoll Anim Blender asset. So basically I'm going to be going through how you bring in a model of your own and attach the Ragdoll Anim Blender to it and get everything set up. So first I have a model in this project which I just grabbed one from the asset store, the first free one I saw that came up. So just this male character pack. Of course, you'll be able to work with any of your Mecanim character models as well. I'll just drag one into the scene. So this guy, he looks okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now how you take this model and attach it or add the Ragdoll animation blender to it. So firstly, the model has to be set to have a humanoid animation type rig. So sometimes you'll see they get imported with legacy. Go here and make sure that your model is set to humanoid, so that the system generates an avatar for Mecanim that matches the humanoid rig. And once you have that, you can grab your guy, add an animation controller. This thing will, the animation controller which has the animations you wish to use on it. So I'm gonna add that. I do not want root motion. I mean, whether or not you want root motion is up to you. Okay, so now to actually use the asset, I'm going to go to the game object menu. I'm going to go create other and Anim Ragdoll Blender. This is the tool that comes with the asset. So click on that guy. This window pops up. We can then easily set up our ragdoll by actually dragging the model's hip bone, so the root hip bone, to the root slot in this menu. Once you do that, it should automatically be able to find the other bones in the rig. So it should go through and automatically find those guys. Of course, it does this by searching what it knows to expect in a humanoid Mecanim rig, right? So once that's done, you can come down here to the bottom of the menu. You see there's like total mass, strength, and thickness. Total mass will change obviously how much mass each individual part has. So basically, by making it lighter, you're going to make relatively lighter objects affect it more. So you'll just make basically physics affect it more overall. The thickness determines how thick the colliders it automatically creates will be. So one's usually a good value. The strength is just the character joints, how strongly that they are attached. Usually 0 is fine for that. Flip forward can be used to change how the rig is, or sorry, how the model is oriented. Again, usually this will be okay. To leave unchecked, always animate is a setting you can use to obviously have the animator always running. So I usually check that as well, especially for testing. So hit create, and what it does is it goes through and it creates this physics rig. So I can actually turn off the body here. Not there, sorry. Wrong one. It's this guy here. Right there. Okay. So then if I click on him, you see here's our actual like physics rig. So this is what's going to have the ragdoll physics applied to it. So you want this to match the model obviously as closely as possible. So the first thing I'm going to go through is I'm going to go and adjust the axes on the joints. Okay, so each of these colliders is attached with a character joint. The character joint is obviously included with Unity. It's a joint which allows us to attach two parts and kind of talk about how they rotate. It's like a ball socket joint. So you can twist, you can swing on multiple axes, and you have control over how much on each of these axes, you get to actually rotate or swing it. So the tool itself does try to set up the joints according to how it believes they should be set up. Now the problem is, of course, different models will be built with different orientations, so sometimes it just won't be correct. In this guy's case, it does look like it's going to be correct. So basically what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go make sure the joints are actually set up to rotate and swing the right ways. Like, obviously we don't want the leg to go out like this, or maybe we do, but you want to limit how far in each direction it goes. There's certain rotations that we want to allow, and certain rotations we don't. So I'm going to go through and make sure that the angles all make sense. Of course, this could be a lengthy process, so I'm not going to do every joint on the video, but you would normally go through and double check every joint. Alternatively, like, you could always just run the game and see if he's actually moving correctly according to the animation you're trying to play. And if he is, chances are the character joints are set up correctly. So anyways, first things first, I'm going to go through the left upper leg and look at this character joint. So what we have here, if you haven't worked with a character joint before in Unity, is there's two axes defined. So you see this guy here, axis. That's your twist axis. So that on this axis you get to set two, basically a min and a max angle of rotation. So of course I've picked 100 as the axis. So that's actually, if we look at this with local axes turned on, it's actually this red arrow. So of course that's going to be this kind of motion. So like that. So a good angle for that was probably going to be an upper limit. Well, let's just move it and see, right? So like right about here maybe is where I want to cap it out. So it's going up more than 90 degrees, or sorry, negative more than 90 degrees. So maybe we'll go to like negative 90 does make sense. And then again, you go the other way and you see it's going positive, and 90 degrees again probably makes sense. Now it does wrap around. It does wrap around, as you can see. It goes 90, then back down. But you can kind of get a good idea by using that rotation. So if I go down to the character joint, I can see automatically it was already set with negative 90 and 90 as the cap. Now if I did want to limit like the maybe how far up it can go, like I could adjust that to maybe like negative 70, right? And then that'd be the farthest he could swing his leg up. Now this will conflict with animations. So if you set up restrictions which do not allow the animation to play, then you'll see the animation won't look correct when being played. Basically that joint won't move far enough to match the animation. So you want to make sure that your animations first off are realistic according to the joints in your character, and then again make sure the joints match make sure the character joint settings match the rotation values. Okay, so there's a couple other axes on the character joint we have to talk about. So the swing axis here, the second axis, it's going to be a second axis we can rotate on. So I set it to 001 here, or sorry, the tool set it to 001. So 001 is the blue arrow here. So that would be motion in this kind of rotation. So if I look at my swing one limit, that's what's going to tell me how much rotation I get. 50 degrees is actually quite a bit. Like 50 degrees is maybe too much. But I'm gonna leave it for now. Worst case scenario, when this guy does have physics applied to him, his leg could swing out like maybe like that, which might not be what you want, but we can work with it, right? So I'll leave that. Swing 2 is the third axis. So basically the one which will be perpendicular to the swing axis and the twist axis, right? So in this case, that would actually be 010. So the green arrow. And so this guy, again, the rotation would be like so. And so 10 degrees is probably good. And I should clarify in case it wasn't made clear, or you haven't worked with this before. When you set 50, it's going to be like -50 to +50. So it's mirrored. So this will be -10 degrees to 10 degrees movement. Okay. Some other settings, I mean, you can read up on this joint yourself on the Unity documentation page if you want to look into it, but you may want to tweak these things to deal. You might find that like you're getting twitchiness in the animation, and what it could be is like the parts are just being stretched apart or moved in ways which conflict with these values, and by enabling projection and changing these settings, you can actually have it try to fix itself and look better. I found that these values work out well for my characters and my animations. And then finally, enable pre-processing can allow some optimization to take place. So you're going to go through, you're going to, especially the joints which appear not to be working, which appear to be twitching or not following the animation, you're going to go through and check these values, make sure they make sense. Once you've done that, what you should look at next is actually adjusting the collision. So if I play this animation right now, if we look at this guy's physics, like there's overlapping collision between the different parts. His head's not maybe in the perfect spot. I can tell you right now, his spine collider, like this spine box collider and chest box collider, all appears to be overlapping. So we'll need to go through and adjust that. But first, I want to show you what it might look like if we don't. So he does run. Okay. Let's shoot him and make him fall down. Yeah, it actually works out okay. Like in this case, it's not too bad, to be honest. But I would still probably go through and tweak these colliders to be more closely match the size of the point, and try to get rid of any overlap, right? So first off, these leg colliders are too wide, so I can select all four and just go radius and shrink them a bit like that. And I can go see this spine joint, I'm pretty sure is not right. So we'll go down to the box collider size. Okay. And select my hips to make sure. Yeah, they're close, but that should work out okay. The shoulder joints and the neck joints. The shoulder joints appear to be a little too far into the chest. And I'd probably want to shrink this chest down as well, so I'll probably do that. Let's see, is this my chest? Yeah, this is my chest. So shrink it down a little bit. I'll allow the shoulder joints to handle collision in this area, the neck joints there. These arms maybe are a little wide, but that shouldn't cause any problems. Yeah, so it's probably good right about here. And so yeah, I literally just went and got this guy from the asset store. Didn't do anything to him except what you've seen me do. And he's now playing the run animation. I've added. He'll now actually, work with the physics engine. So this is just the first tutorial video to show you how to set them up. I'm going to there's going to be other ones included in the description below. You can find the links that will describe how to tweak this more and get more in depth and give you more detail. But yeah, that's basically it for this tutorial.